All right. Welcome one, welcome all. I appreciate you for joining me again tonight. We are back in the normal setup again. We got the lava lamp, we got the Christmas lights. We are back in the normal setup. Appreciate you guys for joining me this evening. Welcome back. How we doing so far, everybody? I appreciate you guys for being here. Hello, Mahan. Welcome in. Awesome to hear from you. Let me make that slightly bigger. Is that right? Let me see. Perfect. No, a little bit higher. Oh, no, a little bit down. Gotta fix my setup here. Oh, come on. Just line up with my camera. There we go. I think that's fine. Cool. All right. Let's get moving here. Huh. All right, let's get moving here. All right, today we're going to read and continue on with about 15 minutes. Um, go to the following link. Let's see here. I don't see any CSS. Hmm. Transparent background. Let's see. Let's see. All that. Hey, Chili Millie. Hey, AJ Brady. Welcome back. Welcome back. Appreciate you guys. We are going to get started here in a second. Aha. There we go. Oh, that. All right, I like that. Let's maybe a little bit smaller. Bring it up. Kind of like make this snap in place. How do I transform? No filtering. And we'll just go like this. Let's try it. Let's see. Like that. Shoot. Let's see. Let's try to bring it down a little bit. Put it there. I don't know if I like it there though. I don't know. Really fast. I gotta quick retry these links. All right. That's fine, I guess. Maybe I'll then just actually make scope large like that. Ooh. Then we'll put that up here. A little bit bigger. So, alright. How about that? The only thing is I've got to make sure that I keep this in half form here. Keep it like that. But I gotta drag that like so. Okay, let's get moving here. Okay. So what did we stop on? Tuples as immutable lists. Hey, AJ Brady, Wing Hong, welcome back in. I appreciate you guys for joining me here. We are also live on Twitch as well. If you guys would like to join on there, you feel free to. You can find the link on Twitch. It's just my name. I don't think I put the link in the description. All right, let's get moving here. Let's go ahead and go timer, stopwatch. Oh, come on, alarm. No, clock. Okay, clock. Fine. Oh, that's still going. Oops. Okay, well, I'll keep a timer for us. Okay, let's start. We'll do about 15 to 20 minutes per book here, and then we'll move on to something else, maybe a leak code problem. Tuples as immutable lists, right? So the immutability of tuples applies to the references it holds, but we can actually mute the objects within them if they are mutable themselves, right? So that's what we learned about yesterday. The Python interpreter and standard library make extensive use of tuples as immutable lists. Clarity, when you use tuple encoded, notice length will never change. Okay, we read that. We already read that. Right, so in this one, we can append and add items to this, right? So you can change the tuples actually. Tuples with mutable items can be a source of all bugs. So I'm going to go here. We'll take this snippet here. Copy that in. If you guys want access to these notes, they're on my GitHub live right now for you guys. Completely for free. No worries about all that. All right, let's continue on. Tuples with mutable items can be a source of bugs, as we'll see in what is hashable on page 84. An object is only hashable if its value cannot ever change. An unhashable tuple cannot be inserted as a dict key or a set element. If you want to determine explicitly if a tuple or any object has a fixed value, you can use the hash built in to create a fixed function like this. If you want to determine explicitly if a tuple or any object has a fixed value, so def fix, try hash o, accept type error, return false, return true. So tf equals that, fixed tf, this equals true. I'm not sure what's really going on here. Hold on. If you wanted to determine explicitly if a tuple or any object has a fixed value, oh, okay, so tf is true, fixed tm is false. What's the difference here? Oh, you have you have a list versus another tuple. Okay, so this one would be true for tf, and then tm would be false because this one has a mutable list. So this function basically fixed means like you can't change anything within the tuple. So if you try to hash an object, then okay. Return false if you can't hash because you have a change. Okay. We explore this issue further in the relative immutability of tuples on page 207. Despite this caveat, tuples are widely used as immutable lists as they offer some performance. Despite the tuples are widely used as immutable lists, they offer some performance advantages explained by Python core developer Raymond Hedinger in a Stack Overflow answer to the question, "Are tuples more efficient than lists in Python?" To summarize, Hedinger wrote, "To evaluate a tuple literal, the Python compiler generates bytecode for a tuple constant in one operation. The Python compiler generates bytecode for a tuple constant in one operation. But for a list literal, the generated bytecode pushes each element as a separate constant data to the data stack, and then builds the list. Given a tuple t simply returns a reference to the same tuple, to the same t. There's no need to copy. In contrast, given a list L constructor must create a new copy of L. Okay, so you will always just make a reference to the tuple in memory if you're basically tupling it again. Because of its fixed length, a tuple instance is allocated the exact memory space it needs. Instances of lists, on the other hand, are allocated with room to spare to amortize the cost of future appends. Right. That dynamic resizing we talked about in DSA and Python. The reference to the items in a tuple are stored in an array in the tuple struct, while a list holds a pointer to an array. The references to the items in the tuple are stored in an array in the tuple struct, while a list holds a pointer to an array of references stored elsewhere. The indirection is necessary because when a list grows beyond the space currently allocated, Python needs to reallocate the array of references to make room, right? It has to stay contiguous with lists, so it would essentially, find a new job, basically, not find a new location. It'll job hop. It'll find a new place in memory that has that available contiguous space and copy the elements over in the list. Whereas the tuple is fixed and stored in an array in the tuple struct, and it can be just given back. The indirection is necessary because when a list grows beyond the space currently allocated, Python needs to reallocate the array of references to make room. The extra indirection makes CPU caches less effective. Comparing tuple and list methods. When using a tuple as an immutable variation of a list, it is good to know. Let me go here. We'll make a new thing here. Comparing tuple and oh my gosh, methods. I'll zoom in for you guys. Oh, I think I needed to make it longer. That's probably why. There you go. I can shrink that down. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay. Does it update? Wait. Yeah, we got it fixed, Mohan. Thank you. Smoke Noir, what sort of projects are you working on? We're working on the Small Business Manager. I did a lot of coding on it actually over my my little getaway. When I had to go to my grandma's funeral, so I did a lot of work on the travel and on the plane today. So I'll show you guys that a little bit later. Hey Tim, welcome back in. Hey Alex N, appreciate you for jumping back in. You guys, thanks for coming in. Feel free to leave a thumbs up for joining, make your mark known here, and appreciate you guys for joining me again and studying. What you guys working on this evening? What are you studying? What are you guys working on? How's school going for those that are in school? Let me know how classes are going, what's hard, what's easy. Pause. So a tuple is like a list of pointers. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I like the new chat. Awesome. Sweet. Hey, Argenis, how's it going? It's been a long time. I appreciate you for joining me again. Welcome back. We are continuing on like we always do. So so you can pop back in whenever. We've, just we'll be here whenever. We'll be here to we'll be all. Oh my gosh, we'll always be here for you, I guess. Okay. Comparing tuple and list methods. When using a tuple as an immutable variation of a list, it is good to know how similar their APIs are. As you can see in Table 2-1, tuple supports all list methods that do not involve adding or removing items, with one exception. Tuple lacks the reversed method. However, that is just for optimization. Reversed, my tuple works without it. However, that's just from optimization. Reversed, my tuple works without it. Hold on. Sorry, when using a tuple as a immutable version of the list, it's good to know how similar their APIs are. As you can see in this table, tuple supports all list methods that do not involve adding or removing items. With one exception, tuple lacks the reversed method. However, that is just for optimization. The reversed function on my tuple works without it. Okay. Methods and attributes found in the list tuple. This is a good table. We'll take this for the notes. We'll take this for the notes. We'll say when using a tuple as an immutable variation of a list, it is good to list. We'll say, hold on. A tuple supports all of the same methods of a list with exception to the append, remove, adding or removing items. Adding or removing items. As well as the dunder reversed method, but reversed my tuple works without it. So you have add, we'll add the two together. I add, will add one in place. Append, will add element one after for a list, but not for a tuple. Okay, so you can add to create, you can concatenate two tuples together, right? You can, a list and a tuple will support that, but a tuple won't support in place concatenation of a singular tuple, right? Append is only supported by list, clear is only supported by list, contains is supported by both, and copy is only supported by list, right? Tuple, if you create a copy, it's just a reference to the original tuple in memory. There is no, it's just like another alias almost. You can't actually generate another copy unless, there might be a way, but we haven't learned about it yet. Tim, I've shaken off the senioritis in spring, has rejuvenated me. I got a lot of you guys coming up on spring break. I have to finish the free function of the allocated from a machine organizing and programming class. Wow, that sounds tough. I feel for you. I'm sending a positive energy your way, AJ. That sounds tough. Okay, let's keep on trucking here. Okay. Oh, but there's another. Oh, shoot. That's a big list here. Hold on. We need to get to the bottom of that. Okay. Copy. There we go. Okay, so it will count. Delete won't work on a tuple. Extend won't work on a tuple. Appends items from iterable it. Okay. So basically like a concatenation of, right, of a in place and add I almost. A get item will work on both. A get new args only works on the tuple. Supports optimization serial with pickle. I don't know what that is. Index will do that. Insert only works on the list. Iter works on both. Length works on both. Multiplier works on both. I multiply in place is only a list, right? You can't modify a tuple in place. You can create a new tuple in memory by multiplying two together. Armol works on both. Reverse repeated concatenation. Popped only works on list. Remove works on list. Reverse only works on list. Reverse is only on the list. But reversed does. Set item, sort key. Reversed operators are explained in chapter 16. Also used to overwrite with the subsequent C a slice assigning to slices on page 50. Okay. Let's keep trucking. We'll do this for about another couple minutes here. And we'll move on to a couple of pages of DSA. Unpacking sequences and iterables. Oh, now let's switch to important subject for idiomatic Python programming, tuples, lists, and iterable unpacking. Okay, unpacking, sequence, and iterables. Unpacking is important because it avoids unnecessary and error-prone use of indexes to extract elements from sequences. Also, unpacking works with any iterable object as the data source, including iterators, which don't support index notation. The only requirement is that the iterable yields exactly one item per variable in the receiving end, unless you use a star to capture excess items as explained using to grab excess items on page 36. The most visible form of unpacking is parallel assignment, that is, assigning items from an iterable to a tuple of variables, as you can see in this example. So LAX is 2 coordinates. This one, longitude and latitude. We can unpack them, by saying latitude, longitude is equal to LAX coordinates, and you can print latitude, which will display, and then print longitude, which will display. An elegant application of unpacking is swapping the values of variables without using a temporary variable. So in Python, right, you can just do A equals B, A comma B, or B comma A equals A comma B to swap the variables, right? Another example of unpacking is prefixing an argument with a star when calling the function. So div mod, I'm not exactly sure what div mod does yet, but 20 and 8. Oh, does it find the least common value between them and just divide them, reduce them all the way down? So this would divide it by 2, would drop this down to, no, divided by 10, no? What does div mod produce? Why does it, if t equals 20, t star, quotient, remainder. Oh, quotient and remainder. So the remainder of 4. Spring break is next week. Any cigar recommendations, Mike? I don't smoke cigars. I actually never have. No, I am no help there. Sorry, Tim. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Trash Ketchum. Appreciate you for jumping in here. Welcome back. How's your CS50P journey going? What week are you on, Ryan? Have you tried CS50X again and gotten back on that, or where are you going? Hey, Armando. What's brackin'? Appreciate you for coming in again. Hello. Yeah, being able to swap variables in place is crazy. Yeah, it's pretty nice in Python. Let's look up, what does the div mod function do? Please break it down in simple terms. Please break it down. The divmod function in Python takes two numbers and returns both the quotient and the remainder when dividing them together. Ah, so divmod does quotient floors A and B, how many times B fits into them completely, and provides you a remainder of what's left. Ah. So divmod 10.3, we divide that, I would give you 3.1 as back. Oh, that's a cool function. Where's this been all my life? Where's this been all my life? Okay, let's go to unpacking iterable sequences here. Let's use these examples here. Parallel assignment. Right? That is assigning items from an iterable to a tuple of variables. Right? So we'll go here and go example, and we'll do this. We'll take this guy, copy that down, and then we'll take the answer here. Copy, put that down. Can I force that on a new page? Why does that like that? I have to go like this. Oh, let me go like this. What does that do? No, that didn't work either. How do I get that to go down? That? Yeah, I guess, but not really what I wanted. What if I take this all the way back here, like so? No, that doesn't change either. Oh well. It's okay, it's not a big deal. Dimod, first param, second returns quotient remainder. Yes, thank you, Outlaw. Yeah, yeah. I stalled out, been busy at work this week trying to complete PowerShell projects for so I get back on CS classes. Yeah, no worries, man. That definitely got to keep up with your work stuff and you got to pay those bills, right? Whatever, got to keep those bills being paid. So uh, keep on trucking, Ryan. I believe in you. We'll complete it together here. I've been kind of stalling out a little bit on actually on my own, just as I've had those family issues come up, with the funeral and everything. So, but yeah, some things are more important, right? We got to take care of other stuff. Michael don't he's recognized the biggest slime of all them all. I won't forget, no, Armando, we're here together. All right, let's keep going here. So an elegant unpacking of it is swapping the values of variables without using any temporary variable. So we'll just do that. We'll go to, right? So swapping without temp variable. So then we can do this basically. Right? Put that there. And number 3. Another example of unpacking is prefixing an argument with the star operator when calling a function. So divmod, why do you have to prefix it with the star to give you 2, 4? Oh, so div mod star on T, you can print out the quotient and remainder. Yeah, so that will unpack that each of those tuple values into the individual variables. This part kind of tripped me up here. Like, why is he? Because if you just call print on that, then you'll print out what it is, but you can capture it all. Okay. So unpacking using star. The star operator, right? We'll take this guy here. That down there. The star operator can be used to capture values in multiple variables within one line, within a single line, right? So then we'll make a note here and say note div mod tuple div mod x y returns a tuple of a product, no, a quotient and a remainder. Remainder of x, y. Right, so let's see that. Looks like a small typo, should be x, y. Oh, div mod. Oops. Your note should be div mod returns a tuple containing the quotient and remainder of x, y. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Cool. Okay. The preceding code shows another use of unpacking, allowing functions to return multiple values in a way that is convenient to the caller. As another example, the os.path.split function builds a tuple path last part from a file system path. Os, import os, we have an underscore file name. os.path_split, file name is this, and the path is discarded. We don't really care about it. So number 4, functions that return multiple items, right? Python allows for in-place swapping of variables without the use of a temp variable. Okay. Functions that return multiple items. So functions can return multiple items, and those can be captured in proportional variables upon call, upon return. Let's see what it says about that. Your sentence is most correct, but proportional isn't the right term. Better phrasing would be functional variables return items which can be captured in separate variables upon return. Or more clarity, functions can return multiple values as tuples, multiple items as tuples, which then can be unpacked into separate variables. Which then can be unpacked into separate variables. All right, cool. This makes it clear that multiple values are returned and can be assigned to different variables. Cool. So let's do this example here. Oh, we'll take this guy here. Copy, throw that in here. What? Why is that wrong? Oh. These there. So give another space here. Move it down. It takes up the 3. So we'll give some spacing, I guess. Like that. Cool. Note that div mod. There we go. Okay, sweet. That looks good. 4. So 4 is tucked in there. Why is the 4 tucked in there? Why is the 4 being tucked in there by the note? Ugh. Why is my 4 being formatted incorrectly? It's just no, I think. That. Okay. That's fine. Now we can bring this up. Like so. Nice. All right, let's get caught up here. At least I'm still getting used to some scripting, so I'm not completely out of for model. Yeah, no worries, Ryan. Keep chugging along. You got it. All right, AG Brady, I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping in tonight. Appreciate you. Hey, Oscav. Yes, we're always on the grind. Appreciate you for stopping by. And feel free to leave a comment and a thumbs up if you guys wouldn't mind. And follow along if you're new here. I stream every single day around 7 p.m. PST, where I will teach myself computer science topics like I have been for the past 7-8 months. I've started from nothing. I didn't know anything about computer science before this, and we've learned quite a lot and been able to make a few projects so far. And we're going to start maybe potentially applying for jobs this summer and throwing out some applications. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry, and I work as a formulation chemist for a biotech company. And I am interested in tech and maybe potentially a career path in it, but I'm more interested in just learning it in general because I find it very, very fascinating, and it's really, really something I am quite passionate about. Okay, let's go ahead and shift gears. That's enough reading for right now. We'll have, or let's just finish this page. We're almost done with the page, so we'll finish this. Right. Using star to grab excess items. So here, we're almost done with this this page. We'll finish the reading off on this page here. Using the star upper star to grab excess items. Defining function parameters with star args to grab arbitrary excess arguments is a classic Python feature. In Python 3, this idea was extended to apply to parallel assignment as well. Defining star args. So we'll say star args is a classic way to grab arbitrary excess arguments, right? When defining function parameters. In Python 3, this was applied to parallel assignment through this example, where you can capture all the rest of the arguments range, and it'll capture a list. Oh, interesting. See, I didn't know any of this stuff. This is really interesting. There's more advanced Python, more in-depth syntax breakdown. I highly recommend you guys, if you guys are wanting to learn Python, like a similar path that I did. I started with with Python Crash Course and Harvard CS50P, and then now we're moving on to Fluent Python and a DSA in Python to take it a next step further into intermediate level. So I think what we'll do is we'll alternate days. So on today we'll do, at the beginning we'll read the Fluent Python, and then tomorrow in the beginning of the stream we'll read DSA in Python, and we'll just alternate. So did I capture that picture? Yes, I did. Copy image. Like so. So, right, so you can capture the rest of the range with what will come in some list called rest. And you can capture just one value, or you can capture no values. In the context of parallel assignment, the star prefix can be applied to exactly one variable, but can appear in any position. Interesting. Oh, and then you have this example here, where you have the body being star, so you can capture all the first and second values, or second and third values rather, right? Or you can capture the head, which is the first two values. That's really cool. That is really cool. Let me know if you guys knew this about it. You guys are pros already. Let me know if you guys knew this already. Let's see what that looks like. Looks good. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, and then that's where we'll stop there for right now. Cool. All right, I appreciate you guys for joining me. Let me know if you're new here. This is kind of just a study session, kind of as if we were back in college, renting a study room in the library and just hanging out, learning, doing our homework together. Let me know what you guys are working on in the background, if you guys are following along to the reading, or if you're just working on your own projects. You can also use this stream as just a way to hold yourself accountable. I stream every single day, or at least that's my goal, and I've been doing pretty well at it so far. And if you have trouble yourself holding yourself accountable and studying, you can use this opportunity as a way to, okay, if Michael's streaming, let's hop on, study for a little bit, and then hop off. You don't have to go the full length that I do, but just a little bit during the stream, hop in and say what's up and get some studying, get some homework done. Just use that as a time to focus and a good hangout study session. All right, cracked. Do you use programming for your job? No, I currently don't use any programming in my job right now. I'm trying to actually work on I presented a pitch to my work about getting some automation going within our current processes. So hopefully we can maybe incorporate some programming soon. I miss studying with my friends in college late at night like this. You're helping fill the void. Thanks, awesome, Avinash. That's exactly what we're doing here. Is we're kind of just studying late at night in the doing what we can here. I used to do that all the time. I lived in the library. I loved hanging out in there. Let's apply. Hey, Ryan's in the Twitch. I'll say hey to Ryan in the Twitch. I'm on live Twitch. If you guys also want to go on there, you can. If you prefer to watch on there, I'm live on Twitch as well. Okay, let's shift gears here. That was a good session. Let me go here and let's pull up a. Let's see here. Let's see here. All right, which one should we do, boys and gals, if there are any? Which one should we do? Let's start from the top here. Create a new column. I'm filtering out the easy ones. Which one looks good? I don't want to do foursome. I still don't understand threesome all that well. I don't think we're ready to move on to that one. I still need to take another stab at threesome. We had to use a lot of help on that one. Rename columns. Oh, this is pandas? I don't have pandas. I don't know pandas data frame. We don't want to, let's just make it normal. I don't know, which one should we do? I don't really know trees that well. Should we try it? I used to be a I'm not a Python pro, but this is similar to C. Oh, awesome. Sorry, I'm getting all jumbled here. My blanket's all folded up. Hold on. Jeez. Like a fool. Like I'm spazzing out. Alright. Do the kth largest element in an array. By the way, if you press Control Shift Command 4, the image is copied directly to your clipboard. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been pressing Command Shift 4 to just take the image, but you can, okay, interesting. You can do 217. 217. I already did it. We already completed 217. So these are my solutions for this one. My submissions here. How can I see my code? No. How can I see my submission? Oh yeah, so that one. Or there's this one. Oh, here you go. You can see them down here. right? Let me bring this over. Can you guys see that okay? So these are my solutions for 217. This one was the best one. This one was really fast. Any other recommendations for which one we should do? Found that list online. Maximum depth for binary tree. Can you let's walk through that one, Oscav. I'm definitely probably gonna need help if you guys wouldn't mind. I don't really. We read about binary trees in the DSA and Python book that we've been reading, right? We've been reading this book for those that are new here, like we just read, like we finished reading or just did that beginning reading into Fluent Python. We're alternating days, Fluent Python and DSA in Python. So tomorrow we'll read DSA in Python. We're on page 419 of this guy. We got some introduction into trees, but I didn't get a lot of really good practice with them, actual practical practice. So I am needing some more help here, I think, if you guys wouldn't mind. We can walk through it for sure. I think it'd be a good one to start getting into, get some familiarity. I'd even be willing to, if one of you guys, if I get stuck, we can hop on a call and walk it through together. If any of you guys are comfortable talking on stream. Okay, so try problem 18. Okay, we'll try the maximum depth for binary tree one first, and then we'll try 18. Maximum depth binary tree. So honestly, I don't even know much about binary tree, right? The easiest way to do trees is recursion, okay? Try problem 18. Is that foursome? Or are you trying to ignore? Hold on. Is Tim trying to just troll me? We'll see. Hold on. What's problem 18? I'm gonna read it. It's gonna be foursome. It's gonna be that. Tim, F off. Tim, get out of here. Trolling me, Tim. Okay, so here's my thinking. Let's pull out the whiteboard. Okay, so if we have a binary tree, right? Like this example here. Right? If we have a binary tree, I start on my root node, right? Which happens to be 3. Okay, the values don't really matter in this because what we're doing is we're finding the maximum depth. So we need to just create a counter basically, find the longest recursion count, right? So now what happens though? Okay, so I start on the head node, okay, which I'm given a root value. And a root has a value itself, which is 3, a left node pointer, and a right node pointer. Okay. So I say, what's my base case? If left node, if self.left is equal to none, right? Because if self.left is equal to none, then that is a leaf node, because in a binary tree, the left node or the left child is always the child that's added first, right? Left to right. So now in this case, this is kind of flipped because in normal cases you should have these children be on this guy here, but for some reason, I don't know why. It's kind of interesting. So if I go root. Oh, root is just an array? What? I don't really know what's going on. I want to traverse both the left and the right of the tree and get their maximum. Okay. So, tree node, which is an optional tree node. So how do I handle this input array, which is root? I don't really know how to, because the value is 3. Is this a node? Is this a positional list? And then it's just displaying the value, but this is actually a node, a tree node. Well, hold on. What happens if you just take the length of this value? What does that tell you? This gives you a length of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meaning that you have, so a 3, a 7, no, this can have possible 3 values. This row can have a depth of 7 can have total of a minimum. Okay, so a depth of 2 can have a minimum of, hold on, let's pull out the whiteboard here. So a depth, right, is equal to n minus no, hold on. So depth is equal to, I'm just trying to get a little bit better of a grasp on trees before I dive in here, so I can kind of have a better starting place. So depth, in this case, if like, let's say we have just 2 nodes, a 3 and a 9 here. Let's forget about this right side. Well, the depth maximum is 2, which is the length of the list. So depth is equal to, and the maximum is equal to the length, which is 2. Now, if I add this one, that would still give me, so in the range of 2 to 3, you have a, okay. But then in the range of 4, 5, 6, and 7, so n just doubles, that doubles. So obviously it's n squared minus 1 because the root is a 0 depth. So this would be a depth of 1. So in this case, n is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 positions, but you only have values. So 7 positions, which mean you'd have, no, it wouldn't be n squared. Hey, Jaws, welcome in. Hey, Yazen, appreciate you for coming in, leaving a message. I'm learning right now. What are you learning on? We're learning DSA in Python, Fluent Python, really just trying to grind into more of an intermediate level of Python, really gain a solid fluency in it, just so we can project forward from there. Yeah. Don't worry about the input array. Leet code manages it before you think about the tree. Okay. Okay, so I'll stop worrying about the input array. But is there a way to kind of not hack, but just like think about it mathematically? Well, if you have an array of this size, is there some sort of algorithm, mathematical function that actually can calculate the maximum depth via interpreting how long the array is? It seems like it's definitely possible if you're given the input array. But okay, if we're actually just given nodes here, then maybe we're not going to need to focus on that. So at n squared, that wouldn't work either. So this is the maximum depth of this one would be 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2. And the size of our array is 7, with 5 values. So n is 7. This one's 2. What does that tell you? N squared is 7 and 2. So I do n minus 1 would be 3. Would be 6 divided by 2. Root is a node, not an array. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just getting confused with what this input array here. I don't need to do anything with this array. I need to handle these as nodes. Not for best because they're... Not that I know of, outlaw delta says. Self-balancing trees normally have a height of log n. Okay. Okay, so let's think about it as nodes then. I'll definitely need your guys' help if you wouldn't mind. Now, I'm not afraid to admit that my tree knowledge is pretty weak. We did read the chapter 8, which is trees in our DSA in Python, but I didn't get a lot of good practice. It was pretty difficult. It was honestly one of the hardest chapters, I think, to really grasp. So if we have a node, right, kind of think of like a linked list, but just using trees now this time, like a more of a robust structure. We have a pointer to each node. The base case would be if left pointer is equal to none, right? Right? If left child, self.left is equal to none, right? So if self.left, but this gives me a root though. Class solution, def max step, root is self.left. So I think if I say if root.left is equal or is none, right, we're going to return 0, right, and start counting from there. So we'll say, I'm not sure. So for doing recursion, I suck at recursion really bad too. So this is a real double hitter. You can have a spindly BST. What is BST? Think of how you would traverse the binary tree. Okay. So if root.left is none, return 0. Else, we're returning a value. So max depth on root.left plus return 1 plus max depth root left. So we want to traverse down left. So that'll go down, 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 and foil back up. Hey Jumbo FPS, I appreciate you for jumping in and saying hello. It's awesome to hear from you again. How you been? And tell me what's up with you. Hey Michael, haven't seen you in a bit, but practicing coding a lot. Did a few beginner projects, been helping me a lot. Awesome, dude. Have you been using the stream and the Discord resources? Let me know if those have been helpful for you, Jumbo. I appreciate the positive feedback you've given. That's awesome. This is the whole goal, is to just learn here together, kind of like a late night study session in the library. And like we're back in college and trying to learn this. I really am trying to provide an authentic point of view for learning this on my own. I found that when I was first trying to gain maybe some inspiration from others online, it seemed like there was a lot of people that were conveying this fake approach of I learned this in 2 months and I mastered it, and now look at me. And I just felt that was pretty bizarre, and so I wanted to put it to the test here, and it really just did not add up. And so I felt that if I didn't want to show, just that kind of discourages people. So I wanted to maybe, really convey authenticity here, show you guys me struggling through this. I'm not afraid to look dumb or stupid while trying to solve these problems, because at the end of the day, we're going to be improving by looking like that whole being like that whole feeling of feeling dumb and stupid just will make us, improve through these concepts. And I think that's what a lot of people get discouraged and they don't understand, is that actual feeling of feeling dumb or stupid or whatnot is what you're trying to accomplish at the end of the day, because that is learning, right? Um, I'm literally so close. Pause, bro. You're literally so close. Oscar, pause, bro. Pause. I know you're at the 10-yard line. If you want to add one to the max of the both left and right sides. So we need to call plus max depth on root dot right 2. No, that didn't work. Max depth is not defined. Oh. Oh. Plus 1? Am I just going to do plus 2? No, that didn't work either. I'll put expected 2. So I just patch 2 here? No. So with return 1 plus max plus self root. So what's going on in this case here? So if I'm just adding 1 to root left and root right, I'm outputting 2 and I'm expecting 3. And in this case, I'm outputting 0 and expecting 2. So I need another base case. If root dot right is none, but they wouldn't have a root dot right is none if the root dot left is none. I want to return 1 here. No, that outputted 5 and 1. I'm pretty close though, it sounds like. You should try to trace your codes. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's try it. So here's what's going on. We got an example here. It's a good idea. I appreciate that feedback, Jaws. Thank you. You guys are new here. Feel free to leave a like on the stream. Really appreciate it. Really helps to get new people in here, and YouTube keep promoting us and keeping the grinding going. Think about your code now. Since you're using recursion, you will go up to the case where the root doesn't have any more children. So try to change your base case to check that. Okay, so in my example here, if root dot left is none, return 0. Okay, so no. If root, I call this. I call the function on the root. Okay, it says, okay, is root dot left none? No. Okay, so we're going to call root dot left. We're going to call root dot left. We're going to call it on this guy. Okay, is that none? Yes. So that's going to return 0 back to here. And we're going to add 1 to this for a depth of 1. So that'll add 1, and then right is none at 2. You see, this is where I get lost. The recursion I just get wrecked on. Yeah, Jembo, Discord down, link down below. I got a ton of resources outlined in there, a complete roadmap of my learning so far. Um, I like feeling stupid helps me stay motivated. Yeah, same. I like how you're getting so close already. Well, since you're using the recursion, you will go up to the case where the root doesn't have any more children. The root doesn't have any more children. One, two. So I do want to return one here because I want to capture the return back. That is a depth. One, two. But, hmm. Hey Darren Cars, how's it going? We've done a few leak code problems. I much rather prefer, honestly, I've given you guys my honest opinion. For just my personal learning style, I much rather prefer to do the projects, but you guys really like the leak code problems. So we've been grinding a few of them here every now and then. We've completed probably up to, I say, 20 to 25 Mac, so far. You're already counting one in your return. Choppy! Oh my gosh, dude. Choppy! Wow, again, Choppy is the man. Yo, chop, chop it on down. We need like a Choppy soundboard. Yo, oh my gosh, that is hearts up for Choppy. Thumbs up on that message, guys, on that super chat. We got 13.99 from Choppy. Thank you so much, Choppy, for the love. He's our top donator on the chat so far on our streams. He's always showing love. I really really appreciate you, Choppy. Thank you so much. Wow, making me blush over here. Cheeks are burning. Cheeks are burning. Pause. Pause. Bro. No, cheeks are burning. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. No. You're not that guy, pal, Tim. You're not, he's him. I'm not. You're not that guy, pal. I love that meme. No, you won't be adding one yet. You have to fully evaluate the return statement first. Okay, so we're still returning zero because we're on a furthest. When we return zero, we add one. So do I need to do another check then for just if root dot right is none? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not really understanding why I would need to check the right if there is no left, because the left one will always come first before a right node is placed in order. So, but in this case, you have right this node. So that's kind of it's interesting. You guys are hyping me. You guys are hyping me up. Darren, Oskov, Jaws, Tim, love you guys. Choppy, you guys are the man. The mans. Appreciate you guys. I should open up memberships. I thought about that, but I really want to have like, an actual like, incentive for it. I really want to actually provide something back to you guys, and for that reasoning, I know I'm providing content for you, just in forms of streaming and the Discord and the videos, but I also want to provide, some sort of monetary thing back to you as well. So I, like I suggested, I wanted to, do the Pokemon card openings and then give away the cards back to you guys. Like once a stream, we'll open up a pack of cards halfway through, and then I'll collect the cards throughout the week, and then I'll give them away to somebody in the memberships. I also think it would be cool to. I had an idea for the memberships as well earlier. Oh, I think it would be so cool if we like every Friday or something. If I at random picked one of the membership members, and I DoorDash them dinner, and we have dinner together basically through Discord, and like we chat or whatever. Maybe through like or something, and we work on some coding together, but we could both order like some dinner, and I think that'd be fun as well. I'm not sure. I could order him a pizza. We could have dinner together like virtually. Like I don't know. That was a huge pause. People like you'll thank us when you have a technical interview. I appreciate you guys' help with this. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by all the super chats and the love in the chat. You guys are awesome. What does BSTS stand for? I'm not sure. Oh, binary search tree? No. What does BSTS mean? Sorry. You can insert a right one before a left one. When do you think you have learned a language? Flamin says. I'm on month 7, 8 right 7/8 right now of learning. I'm still like I'm kind of in that beginner intermediate realm in my opinion. You know, some people might say I'm kind of past that beginner area, but I still personally feel like it. I kind of have a little bit of imposter syndrome regarding the learning here. So I'm trying to stay humble with it and just keep grinding, keep my nose to the floor here and learning as much as I can. And when an opportunity strikes, maybe for an interview or something or whatever, I'll try my best to be ready, and we'll be ready together, hopefully, guys. A right side can be present without a left side. Look at the example two. No. Okay, so okay, I'm wrong then. So on this one, you can add. Okay, so if that is return zero, so we run that. That fails both too. So I'm still in the same boat here. Hmm. Well, I'm adding one here. So I need to add one. Do I need to add two then? Because I'm returning zero as well for the root dot right? No. So I shoot over and I don't get any in this case. Hmm. Paying to eat date. Droppy, you got me there. That was that is funny. Choppy, you got me there. That was hilarious. That was funny. Paying to e-date, Michael. That is so funny. Oh my god. Um, are based on whether you inverted, are based on whether the inserted value is less than or more than. Okay, then the root. Hmm. Okay. DoorDash dinner is like an online date. They do OnlyFans, I think. Basically a binary tree once you learn. That's hilarious. Okay. If you guys are here, leave a thumbs up for the super chat for Choppy. Appreciate you guys so much. We're trying this Leet code problem. I'm not really that great at recursion understand. So let's try to draw it out, I guess. Again, so I call the function initially max depth on the root, which is this here. I say if root dot left is none, return zero. Okay, that's not true. This has a root dot left. If root dot right is none, return zero. Right? So return zero. So then it calls max depth on the left node and max depth on the right node. Right? This then says, okay, nothing is on the left and nothing is on the right. So I return zero back and add one there. So do I say if, do I need to return the greater value between left node and right node? Do I need to make a counter? Right? Because I'm not trying to sum these all together, right? That's what I'm doing here is I'm summing them all together, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to distinguish the left from the right. Hmm. What is your simplest case? The simplest case would be when you have no left node and no right node. so that you are considered a leaf. And in that case, you return 0 back. So we'll say if root.left is none and root.right is none, right? Return 0, okay? Now, if we return, that returns 0, and it traverses back. So we add, so I get a none type, no attribute left. Max depth. None type object has no attribute, quote, left. Yeah, I said if root.left none. Should this be an or? I thought the root case is when they're both. Probably want to check the parent node as well. You only have to add 1 to the maximum between left and right. Yeah. What if only the right is missing? Is it still not necessary a leaf, but you are returning 0? So if they're both none, return 0. What if root is none? You believe I'm right in my first check? Okay. So what if my root is... So we'll have another check, right? So if root is none, so if right, or return 0, okay, like that. So if the root is none, right, or root.left is none and root.right is none, return 0, right? Else, return 1 plus self.root, self-max, root left plus self-max, root right. What if root is none? You can't access root.right and root.left. Okay, so will that handle that error? Okay, so now we're just off by a value of 1. So what if I just return 1 here? No, because I don't want to return 1. I need to return 0 plus 1 for the root max, right? That brings me, I passed there, but not here. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. So do I need another check then? My return statement is not quite right. Check what Jaws said. What if the root is none? You can't access root.left, root.right. Is that handled right here, right? Is root none? My return statement is not quite right. You are right now adding both depths of left and right. Right, so I don't want to return. Okay, so return 1 plus self.max. Okay, so I needed to do it separately. So plus 1. So return 1 plus self.max left. If root dot left, right, return this. elif root dot right. Do it to the right. Do we need to do evaluation and save these as variables? Three. Right. And not root dot right. Root dot right. If root dot right and not root dot left. Left, return 1 here. Oh no, there either. No. And not. No, and 1 still. If the left side of node equals 1 and the right side of node equals 2, what's the maximum? Sorry, hold on. If the left side of a node is 1 and the right side of a node is 2, what is the maximum depth? No. Okay, I get what you're saying. We need to evaluate conditional, return the larger value. Return so what if I just do this, right? We just call both. If we just call both and then return, oh no. That? Oh, no. Oh, no. Am I close here? I feel like I'm really close. Pause. We had a lot of stuff tonight. You can make a variable of left and right and return the max of either one. I'm literally at the answer. Okay. I'm really close. Keep going towards parent with children. So I'm just not getting this. So I return the max of this tuple. If the expression is not quite correct, it's only 0 if it's none. If it's a leaf, it's 1. Oh. So if root is none, return 0. Okay. If root dot left is none and root dot right is none, return 1. No freaking way. Come on. If I got this right. Oh my. Woo! Yeah, let's go. That is so awesome. Where'd my hat go? I threw that thing. Where'd it go? Woohoo! I did that. No, I didn't look at any solutions for that one. That one was awesome. Oh, sweet. You guys leave a thumbs up for that one. Leave a like on the stream for that one. Come on, guys. I'm going to make a short out of that one. If you guys are on Twitch, make a Twitch clip for that. Nice. All right, so if the root is none, you return 0, meaning that you have just an empty thing. Else, if you're on a value, but you can't go to any more, you're on a leaf, right? So this is, if you get to a leaf, if this is, if root right. Nice. All right, we solved that one, guys. We solved that one live from start to finish on stream for you guys. I appreciate you joining me and doing that one with me. That was super fun. That was super fun. I feel good about that. You can probably delete the second if statement altogether and just do 1 plus max. No. Oh. Oh, because I'm adding one here? Oh. Interesting. Why did I have to delete that? Why did I... Oh, because I'm never reaching that case. I'm going is root none. Right, so if the root value is currently none, meaning that we've traversed down and called a max depth on the left node, right, or the right node. We've called it on either one. So we've moved to that position. We evaluate that. Is that none? Okay, that means that we've gone too far. We're going to return 0 back and start counting from there forward, back to the root position in our tree, back up to the top of our tree. We're on a leaf. We call next, right? We call dot left. We traverse down. Oh, we've gone too far. There's no nodes here. That last one we were on was a leaf. Let's go back. Return 0. Boom. Return 1. Boom. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the time complexity then, you're asking, what is the time complexity? Let's think. So you're recursively calling something, and you're having to call it across a left side and a right side. Would it be, I want to say log n squared? Wouldn't we squared because we're recursively calling and traveling down and down and down. So it's not super fast, but we are splitting it off into each side, right? So it would technically go to log n, but then is it log n squared? Is it log n squared with the, because you are recursively calling, but you're separating it in half. But you have to evaluate every node. So is it n log n? Think of how many nodes we're traversing through. So we're traversing through every node, but we're doing it in half the time. So is it n log n? Or we have to look at every node, but we split it in half by doing on half of each side. So we do it simultaneously, right? The question that you have now looks much better. Yeah, I agree. We didn't need that second case because it was actually never getting met because we were calling this no matter what, and we were evaluating if the root is none. We're not evaluating if root dot left is none. If we were evaluating if root dot left is none, we would return 1 from there and then not return anything. But that would, if root dot left is none and root dot right is none, would that also work? Hold on. Return 1 and then remove this. No, because you have to keep increasing. Interesting. In the best case scenario, it would be O log n if the tree is perfectly balanced. However, the trinary trees are not necessarily balanced. So, okay, so it would just take O of n time because you have to traverse through every node no matter what. So it's linear time. Is that what we're getting at here? But you're recursively calling, but we're not. This recursively solution would not apply for O log n. Yeah. Yeah, it's O of n, right? So because you have to, you're evaluating every single node on down to the bottom and then calling back up. So is it not O of n squared? Each node is only visited once. Then how do you get back up? Like that's what I never really understood is once you travel down, you visited here, well, I have to come back up. So I visit this node twice. I have to come down, but I have to come back up. And I have to come back up. Should we look at some of the comments here? Where are the comments? Double it and give it to the next guy. I thought I understood recursion until learning tree. After solution accepted, we were helping know how to make it run faster. Hmm. I think you think I'm ready for a leak code hard. Oh my gosh. You guys just want to see me like, and you guys are sick. You guys are sick, let me tell you. But you guys show love no matter what. So this is just a joke. But you guys are sick because you guys love to see me struggle. You guys are just like to see the pain. You get off on the pain of the leak code. You've never left. That's how recursion works. Okay, so each node, well, you have a leaf, it's 0. Otherwise, it makes sense that you return 1 plus the recursion. So you never left, that's how recursion works. It's stored in a recursion stack. I have a recursive stack. Okay, so I'm not technically visiting the node again. I'm just unfolding the stack. And why doesn't unfolding the stack take time? Like why does so I visit node once, right? But why doesn't that unfolding take time? Is it because it's just constant operations of all of those additions? Oh, that might be it because I'm just doing additions on the way back up, unfolding the stack via from 0 back up to the root, adding 1 every time. So it's just constant time, so it's just ignored. But if I was doing some sort of other, like maybe a sort or something on each row, that would cause more time in between on the stack unfolds, right? Arturo, Alex, Oscar, Dank, Patrick, Luis. Appreciate you guys for being here. What do you guys think? Jaws, Wing Hong, Darren, Smoking. We'll do that. We'll try the number of islands one. We'll keep that one in mind. We'll try it tomorrow. I think I'm probably gonna I had a long travel day today. I took we were on a plane and so I think I'm gonna, and I had to drive back home from about a city about a couple about 2 hours away. So I've had a long travel day. I've been traveling for 12 hours, and I came in to do the stream. So I might call it here, but and we'll have to do a little bit longer tomorrow. But I know I've been promising a leak code problem for you guys for a few days now, and I wanted to give you guys one now that we're back in our normal setup. I really wanted to say thank you guys for being super understanding with the stream over the weekend. With my grandma passing away, I went to pay my respects at her funeral and kind of spend time with my extended family. I still did streams, just they were really late at night and only for like an hour and 15 minutes. Again, I know I'm kind of cutting it short again tonight, but I just did a really long travel day. It's been a long weekend, but tomorrow we'll be refreshed, ready to go. I'm going back to work tomorrow, and we'll come back 7 p.m. on the dot. I'll line it up tonight. I didn't get home until when I came on the stream. I ate some food right when I walked in the door, and then came and started, and it was still late, by almost an hour and a half. So again, guys, I really do apologize for that, but you guys show the support no matter what, and are really understanding regarding all of that. Uh, have you made any money from your coding skills excluding YouTube? No, I haven't. I haven't done any freelance work or anything regarding that. I've been really trying to just polish my skills in terms of like, I really don't want to go into the field of trying to earn some sort of income from programming and not actually understanding what I'm talking about. I don't want to be that guy. I know that there will always be something to learn, but I just feel that I want to provide customers, if I'm in that environment, the best possible solutions, or get their money's worth really. And I don't want to come at it like with a half effort or with a half baked knowledge or whatnot. So I'm really trying to do this thoroughly and really the correct way, if there is any correct way of doing it. But I mainly am also doing it like the huge drive. 90% of it is just because I am purely just interested in computer science and programming in general. I just really get a satisfaction out of programming and doing it. It really I like it a lot. It's fun. I tell people that I think it's fun and they think I'm crazy, but I really think it's fun. I think it's it really pushes me. It's something that I really strive for that constant improvement, and so it really motivates me to do it. And so that's really the main portion or passion of driving this. And then whatever happens from jobs or monetary things, that's just icing on the cake, because at the end of the day, it's all about just learning, and then also hanging out with you guys is just the other plus is I get to do it well. And capture. I thought if I'm doing it, I might as well capture myself doing it and spending the time. I might as well. And if anybody else is out there, interested in a similar situation, that they can maybe stop in and say hello. So yeah, you'll probably never see a binary tree in real life, and ends when you get a quote real job. Yeah, that's exactly how I kind of feel about chemistry as well. I honestly haven't used a lot or almost hardly any of my college chemistry work in my current field. When you get into working with, in the actual corporate environment, it's a lot about, jumping through hoops, red tape, paperwork, and and making money. That's the main thing is developing products for the company to make money. And a lot of the times, unless you're like in a research role where your actually goal is to try to figure out ways to then make money, it's a little bit different. But when you're just actually working on the product itself and churning out the product for shareholders, it really doesn't require a lot of that deep college learning that you went into. At least for chemistry, it's mainly a lot of superficial lab techniques and repetitive processes. But the data analysis is a little bit of a tricky part that you do have to understand and know, especially if you're doing chemical matrices. Like that's what kind of got us into this whole predicament, into learning how to program in general, because I found myself wanting to automate a lot of my chemical matrix work that I do by hand currently. That's kind of a lot. It's very strenuous. I can't come up with that many keys to the solution, where a computer could just keep plugging and chugging in numbers and optimizing and produce a couple hundred of keys that I could potentially use for my matrix. So hey SA, how's it going, bro? I'm starting with coding. I speak French. My English is not so good. No worries. I'll try. I speak kind of slow. I'm very just chill, laid back kind of guy, and we're taking this little by little, day by day. So thanks for coming in. This will be a great opportunity to maybe get some exposure with some English in a kind of a breakdown, lower level, beginner kind of way. So yeah, I appreciate you for joining me here, SA. Thanks for stopping by. Same with you, Praxaz. Thanks you for all following along, everybody. Let's check the sub count on the stream, on the channel here. We're at 1561. I really, really appreciate all of you guys for showing love and supporting today. I really, really appreciate it. Like I said, guys, I am gonna, I think, call it here for today. I did want to show you guys really quickly the small business manager before I signed off. I just had a long travel day coming back home from visiting my family for a funeral, and it just been a long day. But we're gonna continue back tomorrow, 7 p.m. PST. But this is my, not here. Come on. Let's see. We want this guy here, the small business manager. So if I posted a video where I worked on this for 2 hours straight, live on the train. If you guys haven't seen that video, I filmed a view of the train driving the entire way. It's kind of cool. Got a lot of good feedback on that video. But I've been adding features here and trying to optimize things and get them better. I'm just getting to a point where I'm kind of struggling with my own work. It's a lot of these functions now are it's just getting I need to get better at at scaling, in all honesty. If I have an interview ever for tech, I think I'm going to bring this up. Is when I was developing my own projects, I found myself struggling in terms of the abilities to scale after I reached a certain point. After about like 1,000, about 2,000 lines of code, I'm kind of starting to struggle scaling across all my files. In terms of just when I add a feature, it's really starting to cascade down and impact many different other features. And I maybe didn't set myself up in the best way by just finishing out one feature entirely before moving on to the next, because now I'm trying to go back and piece together unfinished features while I'm trying to add new ones. And so I think what I need to do is kind of say, okay, let's just finish what we have so far and let's stop adding in new things. We need to just round out what we got and, figure out what we got. You don't use any AI assistants. I do sometimes. I use it strictly for academic purposes, for analyzing, text. I'll preface the AI to please not show me any code. Just show me words, explain in English in simple terms, gauge my current understanding. I will always preface to, please not show me code, and I rarely will copy my own unless I get really stuck, and then say, can you line me up to where I am, point me in the right direction. Don't show, but show me on what line am I kind of having this error occur on, just to, remove those sunk cost kind of feelings when I'm spending too much time trying to fix something that when I can just learn if I just I can learn from the solution at that point. But I will try my best to grind it out on my own from there. So, right, what we have going on right now is I'm having difficulty. So when we create the business, right, we have expense information and we have income information. And these house dictionaries, right, which are annual gross expenses, and then the annual gross expenses broken down by category, and then the same thing but broken down by method. And then in the income information, we have just the annual gross income, gross, and we have annual net income. But when I go to update items, let's say I sold an item, but I go back into the menu, into the program, and I update that item via one of our update features. It not only impacts just that single sale, but it impacts all of these other revenues as well, right? If I change a sale to a lesser price, it reduces my gross income, which reduces my net income. So I have to. I'm going back through and kind of trying to. I'm kind of playing catch up here and incorporating those mathematics happening at these various points, because I do have a lot of bugs right now where the math isn't happening at certain points where I am doing those changes and edits. So on the train ride, I really worked on making those edits more those menus more fluid, and then now I'm starting to incorporate these mathematical functions to take place. So for example, what I did was when I add an item in my run add item function, I'll show you what this looks like here as an example, right? Let me show you guys what's going on under the hood. So I'll delete out our business files. These are these just auto generate, so they are not crucial. We can delete them out. and just start over as if we were starting blank from the beginning of the file, right? So I'll run the program here, enter. As you can see, those files just generated. I'll open up the business JSON here, and now this is blank. This is like if we're starting from the start. So the methods, I just have a couple of test methods hard-coded in here. The user can add more and remove the methods, but the ones that are hard-coded in here, they will not be able to remove because I do need to have inventory be categorized as inventory and shipping be categorized as shipping. So these ones have to remain, but they can add in new categories and the items will be dynamically sorted that way or in those reports, right? So now when let's say I go to I add an item, inventory, add item. Okay, I'll say, right, we'll add an item, we'll go yes. For today's date, we'll make this a test for the name. The cost was $10. Size is medium. It has to be within this list of sizes. And then a quantity, we'll say we have one of these, right? Okay, so we have something going on here. Line 56. Hold on, shoot. In business.py. Invalid parameter for type. Is my value error raised? Okay, so I rose this, and that took place on line 197. Here, business init, gross expensive type. Okay, so yeah, I left off on this part on the plane ride. So a type here is going to be what's the types have to be? Business.py. Categories. Self.expense settings. Expense settings are categories and methods. Yeah, so it has to be type categories. And I'm going to duplicate this down and make this type methods, right? So now if we run this, let's try again. Yes, enter, inventory, add item, use today's date, yes, name, test, we'll just make it test, cost, $10, size, medium, quantity, 1. So we'll see this populate in items.json. This is blank. You'll see this item populate here. And we should also see in expenses.json, right? We should also see an expense generate for this item, right? Because we took in an item with a cost of $10, we not only generate an item, but we also generate an expense off of that item. So if I press, as soon as I press enter here, we should see that. Boom. Okay, so in expenses.json, here is the expense created for the item of $10, and the note references the item number of the actual item. So now in the items JSON, the item was created. Perfect. So that's happening. Now that creates that. And so let's go to business.json now, and we should have information in the expenses categorized. No, so here it's not working. So we have, that's what I'm talking, see, this is what I'm talking about, is we have these other statistics aren't being updated properly at certain points. So the annual gross expenses was updated to $10 for the year of 2025, that the year this expense was loaded in, right, today, in 2025. But the annual gross categorized and methods did not update, which it should have these methods here. So why not? Let's go see business.py info. So if it does not raise this, we create for every subtype, create a subtype, and a key is a dictionary for every subtype in the self.settings key type. right? For expense number, expense in all expenses. If the expense amount, return annual gross expenses. Okay, so these return values. Update annual gross expenses. Update annual gross expenses does not return a value. These just actually, okay, that's what's going wrong here is I don't want to return a value. I want to save this value, which is a dictionary for annual gross categorized expenses. I want to save this dictionary as the value for my expense information. Okay. So we'll say if type underscore equals to quote categories, right? Right, if it is categories, we're going to return self dot expense information quote expense information quote annual gross categorized expenses. We'll save that. We don't need to return that, right? We'll just save it. Elif type is as methods. We'll do this else, right? Elif type underscore equals to quote methods, right? We're going to update self dot expense information quote annual gross methods expenses, right here, and save that, override the value. Oh, am I doing update annual gross expenses? Info. Right, perfect. So business JSON. Where was I? Here. So if type is categories, we're gonna set this. LF type is methods, we're gonna set this. And that's it. It's fine to have somewhat large files, but definitely use modularization on your code as much as you can. Yeah, we're definitely trying. I think it's cool that you're using files as your database storage. You could create multiple JSON files for different groupings or tables and associate them via reference number. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. The way you don't struggle to code too much in your code that way you don't struggle too much when you're grouping your tables. Yeah, I think next if I were to go back and do this differently, I definitely need like hook up SQL through this, like SQLite. But I'm kind of just too deep now. I kind of have to would start kind of over. Um, I'd have to do a lot of changes. If you guys are here, if you guys could leave a thumbs up on the stream, I really, really appreciate it. My name is Michael. I'm 26 years old. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. I work as a formulation chemist for a biotech company where I have been there for over 3 years now. I'm a scientist two, a mid-level scientist, pushing for a scientist three, a senior level position here soon. I've been teaching myself how to code for about 7, 8 months after my 9 to 5 job every single day for the past. I've been doing it every single day for the past about 3 or 4 months, but it started about 8 months, 7, 8 months ago. I started with Harvard CS50P and then read the Python crash course, and then we started making our own projects. And now we're taking Harvard CS50X, and we're also reading DSA in Python and Fluent Python. I have a Discord link down below with a roadmap of all of my resources you guys can get for free. It's very, very organized, and I provide in-depth notes that I take personally on all my resources, solutions to my problem sets, all of that jazz. It's in there for free for you guys, so feel free to check that out and join the Discord and ask questions. I got to run when I started. I got to run, but when I started coding, I was definitely not doing nearly as good as you are. Your program looks cool. Keep up the good. Thank you, Arturo. I appreciate you so much and those kind words. It's really thank you so much. Comparisons can be killer though, so but again, those kind words are super, super, appreciative. I really thank you so much. You're making me blush over here. It's just so awesome to hear that because I am kind of solo over here in my room, so I don't really have perspective as to what other people are doing at their current levels and or like peers like you would in college and such. So I'm kind of lost in the terms of what um, the level or whatnot. So thank you so much, Arturo, and thank you for stopping in. I'll see you some other time. See you later, man. We'll see you another day. Okay, so right now that will just update rather than return values. So we don't want to return values on these update methods or these initializations. Oh no, because oh shoot. So I'm calling initialize for these because I'm overwriting. So initialize will do this. Hmm. Okay, let's see here. Let's try it, I guess. So business, let's delete that, delete that, delete that. Let's control C out of there. Clear. Let's run the main. Enter. 170. Shoot. No. So we're gonna have to do something similar here where we go this, and then we do self dot expense information, like here, here, self dot expense information, quote here and there, right? Right, so then bring these out, delete that. Wait, method. Right, like so. Categories, type, like so. Self dot expense information, annual gross expense. So why is this wrong? Oh. Equals. Okay. So now that will act similarly to the income information, right? So now if I have these blanks, now if I run the main, cannot assign literal here. Line 36 of business.py. Oh. What's going on? Self-expense information. Self.expense information. Initialize gross expenses. Self.expense information. Annual gross categorized expenses. Self. So syntax here. Cannot assign a literal here. What is that? Why is it giving me that? Cannot assign to literal here. Maybe you meant double equals instead of single equals. Annual gross methods. Oh. Oh. Self dot expense information there for methods. There, and there. Okay, so now if we run main, oh shoot, annual key. Line 65 now. Key error. Self.expense information, annual gross categories expenses. Gross cat expenses. Line 65. Annual gross cat expenses. Key error. 165. Expense dot income information. Oh. Because we don't have it generated yet, right? So it's saying we have a key error because when we call this function, we set it to gross, or sorry, here, when we set empty dictionary, we call this, we initialize the annual gross expenses, which categorize method. So I'll go like here, we'll just do this. I'll go enter, we'll take this and set it equal to none. Right? And we'll move that down. And then we'll say cat expenses methods expenses, right? Equals to none. And then we override those values. Oh no, we don't need to do that. We can say Um, let's try it. Value error method. Methods. Methods. Okay, that brought us in. Okay, we have business now. Let's create annual gross category expenses. None. No. Via here. So what I should make them do is just be empty dictionaries rather than none. Right. And then if I run this, let me go ahead and go Control C, Command Delete, Command Delete, and Command Delete. We'll run that. Enter. Okay. Business.py, business JSON opens with null here. Okay, so if it's null because it's doing this and you're not getting anything. Expense is none, so you're not getting anything if none else. So boom, you're setting it as null. Okay, so I think that's fine. It's not anything bad. Let's just then say inventory, add item, today's date, test. Cost is 10, size is medium, quantity is 1. Boom. Okay, so that should have added an item. It did. That should have added an expense. It did. And that should have then populated a expense here. And that did not do there. Oh, come on. Business.py. So initialize annual gross info. So maybe I should just make an update then, rather than doing that. So that's probably what I'll have to do is then. So I'll delete all this junk. I tried to do it without it, but I'm ended up having to do it anyway. So that returns a list. Right, perfect. Now, so that returns a list back and is saved here and here. Because then we have to initialize these before these because we need it to generate the net. So then if I've initialized one, an update function would be to try to get year via this update gross. So update annual expense. Maybe I should just make these more dynamic because these are probably pretty similar. Expense amount. All right, I'm gonna call it here, you guys, at 10:45. We streamed for 2 hours and 15 minutes tonight. I still got some bugs to fix on our small business manager project here, but we started off the stream with reading a good couple of pages in Fluent Python, where we finished up to reading through the unpacking operators and knowing what doing the information with that. We then continued and completed the maximum depth of a binary tree Leet code problem 104. That was pretty good. We solved this one without any AI assistance or having to look up anything. We just used you guys in the chat and to give us some to lead us down the right path. It was really cool. I learned a lot about binary trees here at part of me. And then we just did an overview of the small business manager, and we just got a lot of bugs we got to polish up here and round out before we can kind of keep adding things. We need to kind of get a polished version of what we currently have before we keep adding stuff. So anyways, I appreciate you guys for joining me this evening. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST, our normal time, 7 p.m. PST. I'll let you guys know in the Discord if anything changes, so please join the Discord for announcements regarding our stream times. But it should be as normal. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Please follow along and like the stream. It really helps. You guys don't know. It truly helps. And, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.